I know about this sort of changeable figure of anti-Semitism, but I didn't think about the way different people project theirs. Was it their worst fears or their worst bits about them?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
It's fascinating, isn't it?
Yes.
I say fascinating because I'm not saying my idea is fascinating. It's an idea I found in the great Soviet Jewish writer Vasily Grossman, who in the middle of his masterpiece Life and Fate devotes 4 pages to the nature of anti-Semitism. In the midnight of the 20th century, between Stalingrad and Treblinka, he takes this extraordinary passage and he talks about, yes, one of the things is that he says that, he explains where anti-Semitism can be found everywhere, left, right, up, down, it can come from any direction because it's a shape-shifting virus. But the observation that Grossman makes, which is really keen to put out there for more people to think about, as I have been, is that he says everywhere it's a mirror to the person who suffers from it. It tells us nothing about the Jews, but it tells us the person who suffers from it. It's a mirror to their own failings. And yes, one of the examples he gives is, of course, that the Nazis accused the Jews of being racists.
And wanting world domination.
Yeah. Almost sounds like someone. Yeah. So the Nazis were telling us something about themselves in their accusations against the Jews. I think the same thing's happening today. I think we're seeing projection on a colossal scale.
How might that work with, let's say, Islamists and woke people who are both, in some respects, anti-Semitic?
Well, Islamists accuse particularly the Jewish state of everything they want to do. Only 1 in 4 British Muslims, revealed in the poll last year, believe that Hamas carried out murders and rapes on October the 7th. But they accuse the IDF of rape. By the way, I mean, it's a very weird one because, I mean, having been embedded with the IDF, I don't think any IDF soldier goes into Gaza thinking, look at all the women here I can, if I know they don't. It's an obscene libel against the Israeli soldiers. But this is, of course, what Hamas did and what they boasted of and what they filmed and put out to the world. And so the people who accuse Israel's soldiers of rape are the people who are covering for rapists or are rapists themselves. It's an extraordinary thing to witness. They say things like Israel kills babies. Hamas broadcasts its killing of babies. Hamas just had a dead baby parade in Gaza when they were handing back the Bibas children from captivity where they'd killed them. Every time, the accusation they make against the Jewish state is the thing they are guilty of themselves.
Colonialist expansion as well, you mentioned.
Colonialist expansion. Ayatollah Khomeini, when he thanked American and other students for coming out on the anti-imperialist, anti-colonialist cause on campuses and so on, when he thanks them, he accuses Israel, as he has repeatedly, as the Iranian Revolutionary Government has repeatedly for decades, accuses Israel of being a colonizing state. Which regime has colonized the great people of Persia since 1979? The Iranian Revolutionary Government. Who has gone on in our own lifetimes and in recent years in particular to colonize Iraq, colonize Syria, colonize and destroy the great country of Lebanon, formerly great, colonize Yemen, colonize Gaza, but they say that the Jews are colonialists. The one other obvious example is President Erdogan in Turkey, who accuses the Israelis of being occupiers. I don't know if you've been to northern Cyprus.
No.
So that's occupied for the last 50 years by the Turkish government that illegally invaded Cyprus, stole the north part of the country. We're still in a situation, half a century later, where a NATO member state occupies half of an EU member state. You would have thought that that's the sort of thing people would be irked about, annoyed, maybe even protest about. But from one year to the next, there's no mass movement in any Western city, and there's not been any encampment in any American campus to right the injustice of the occupation of northern Cyprus. But again, all Erdogan is doing, all the Turkish government are doing by accusing the Israelis of being occupiers, is revealing who they are. They're occupiers.
And then I suppose the woke, they see Jews sometimes and Israelis as super white and privileged, which they tend to be themselves as well.
I think that is a very interesting corner, that one, which deserves thought. I saw the video the other day of Muslim students at Princeton screaming, "Go back home," to Jewish students. I mean, that's some kind of, what do they think? They're not right welcome there? I mean, there's some kind of version of projection going on there, and maybe they think they should go back home, or
fear being told
to go back home. It's an extremely revealing aspect of all of this. But as you know, and as I tried to bring across in that Rogan episode, anti-Semitism is always a problem for Jews first, but it is my certain belief that it's a problem for everyone else next, because once you start playing with this dark matter, you are going to open the gates of every other hell as well. And you don't have to be a pseudo-historian to know that. You've just got to have any memory.